Hi, it's Katie. Today we're going to be doing a yin yoga practice with emphasis on shoulders and hips. If you have never practiced yin before, just be aware that there will be longer hold times. We're not going to go too long today, especially if it's your first class. So we'll be holding the poses between 1 and 3 minutes. And things to remember for yin are to move at an appropriate depth for yourself, right? Meaning you want to move into your posture to feel a little resistance, but not go overboard. Safety is always paramount, so listen to your body. The second thing to get the benefits of your yin practice is to try to remain still. As we're there for longer amounts of time, we'll really start to feel the posture deepening, and there's a tendency to want to shift and move, and if it's uncomfortable to move out of it, we'll try and be still. And of course, that does not apply if you're having pain, right? No shooting pains, no tingling, anything like that. Of course, then you would definitely move. Or if you're having an emotional upset, of course, move and get comfortable. And then thirdly, I already mentioned this, but the longer holds is also it's like the third tenet of your yin practice. So the longer we hold the poses, the more benefits we'll eventually gain from the postures. So yeah, so finding your edge, waiting it out, and holding. Those are our three things in our yin practice. And as far as props, yin practice can be done with zero props. However, a lot of time it's nice to have them around to make a postures either more accessible to you or to deepen them. So if you want to grab a couple yoga blocks, definitely grab a strap or a tie. We'll use that later, and a bolster or a large pillow or even a small pillow. So grab your props, and also if you like to put on some relaxing music, you can go ahead and do that on your own. Okay, so let's begin. We're actually going to begin centering ourselves and checking on our breath in a child's pose, and that'll be our first yin posture. So go ahead and find your hands and knees on your yoga mat. Right, everyone's child's pose is different, right? So you can do knees hip distance apart, or they can be wider. I like to do knees hip distance because then my neck doesn't feel like it is getting stretched in the wrong way. But everyone's different, so go ahead and make it a lazy child, guys. So feeling like your elbows can sink into the floor for now, and just start to settle in. Right, so settling in, getting all your fidgets out right in the beginning, and then checking to see what's going on in your body. What's going on in your mind? And what is going on in your heart and your feelings. And then let that go. And now bring awareness to your lungs and your rib cage. Right? And as you're breathing here, literally feel where your body is moving and the sensations you feel. Do you feel belly on the thighs? Do you feel back rising to the sky? And everyone's different. Do you feel your side ribs fill or your armpits move? So just check. What am I feeling with my breath? If you feel breath is shallow, I want you to start to nudge that breath a little deeper here and a little smoother too. So it's very even on the breath in and the breath out. Never feel any strain though. And if you ever feel dizzy, just come back to the normal breath. I just want you to gently nudge your breath deeper and deeper.
Remember as we move through our practice to really listen to what we need. Right? Every single day is different. Every moment we can experience a new possibility. Just being open and being able to observe yourself. Then from here, very gently start to lift the hips up, coming to hands and knees.
So you're in just a regular table pose here. We're going to move right into melting heart pose. Some people call it puppy dog pose, anahata asana. This is where we'll get a little bit of an upper back stretch and into the shoulders as well and the arms. So basically, your hips are above your knees, right? So you've got that good alignment, hips over knees, knees hip distance apart, and then we're going to drop down to the elbows, so the elbows are under the shoulders. This is actually a nice gentle version. So if you are already feeling intense sensation here, you can do this pose here. Or if you can handle more, we're going to extend the arms out in front of us. Okay, so it's like your upper body's in child's pose, but the hips are up above the knees. Some people can get their chins to the mat. Some people maybe forehead to the mat. You could even take your fist under your forehead if it's too intense, or a block. Now another version too. I'm going to try this one. Is taking your hands onto your blocks. Is going to deepen it a little bit. So you need to go where you need to go. I'm actually going to time us with my phone so we don't go overboard on the first day. All right, so we're going to try and start with a 3-minute hold here for our puppy dog pose. So go ahead and find your spot and get all your fidgets out first. Right, so get to the perfect spot where you feel comfortable. Move your props as you need to if you have them. And then find that perfect spot for you. And so this is the tricky part, right? Well, I shouldn't say that. Some people it's not. The silence. I find that when we're holding the poses for a long time, there's lots of opportunity for our mind to wander. Right? We are human, it's going to happen. So just see if you can stay with the present moment, whether that's focusing on your breathing or focusing on the intense stretch that you may be feeling. I like to imagine when I'm practicing yin, drawing my breath into those areas of sensation that I feel the most, and just visualizing health into those joints. Right? Remember, in yin, we're not dealing with the muscles as much as the plastic tissues in the body, like ligaments, the tendons, the joints, the fascia, even bones. Doing good. We're over halfway there, so keep breathing in your posture. It is called melting heart pose, so really feel or imagine your heart melting toward the earth. All right, everyone, that has been 3 minutes already. So very, very gently, wherever your hands are, walking them in,
little by little. If you had blocks, remove them and coming back to your elbows, lifting your head up very slowly, big deep breaths, and then coming to hands and knees. So find your breath, right? See how you're feeling here. Perfect. Now to counter this pose, we're just going to move into child very briefly. So just shift the hips back to the feet, forehead to the floor or to a block. And if it feels better for your shoulders, we're going to wrap the hands alongside the body, palms face up. All right, if your hands are by your sides, take them out by your shoulders and press up. Perfect. We're going to come to hands and knees again. So shift forward. And we're going to work typically called pigeon pose, but in Yin they call it full swan and sleeping swan. So from here, we're going to draw the right knee up toward the right wrist, and then kicking that right foot in toward the groin, inching the left foot back a little bit. Now, if you're really flexible, this right shin can be all the way parallel to the front edge of your mat. But if you need a little extra help, like I do, just pulling that foot in a little bit closer to the groin. Let me move my pillow out of the way. Actually, a really nice version of our pigeon or swan pose is if you were to support your hips with a bolster. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to practice it this way, but it just it gives you a little bit more space, and it's very, very comfortable. So if you want to play around with that, go right ahead. Just going to pop out. So again, so we're setting up for our swan. We've got our knee up here. We've got our back leg extended. Make sure you're feeling okay. So tent those fingers and feel lifted in the heart, shoulders back and down, right? And feeling even in the hips, that both hips are level. You can always throw a pillow under the right glute or a block. And we're already, I'm going to start timing us now. Staying here for a couple minutes, and then we'll be adding on a fold if we choose to. So just breathing in, sitting here. Again, always finding your perfect spot first so you can get all your fidgets out, and then just sitting in here, sitting into the pose. I shouldn't be petting the cat, right? You be still. Breathing here. We are already a minute in, everyone. We're going to do one more minute before we add a fold. When your mind wanders, come back to sensation. So we're going to begin to make our way down into a sleeping swan. If you choose to. If you're feeling enough intense sensation here, you can stay here. If you're ready for it, you're going to walk your hands forward a little bit, possibly coming down onto the elbows. And this could be enough for you. Or you can always go deeper. You can lay flat on the mat with arms extended out in front of you. You can drop your head onto your fists or a block. It is up to you. This is your practice. So finding your version of your sleeping swan where you can stay here comfortably, right, for a couple more minutes. Resisting the urge to fidget. All right, one more minute, everyone. You can do this. Breathe deep. Just imagining your healthy joints. You want to practice your yin when your body's relatively cold, not after a workout or a walk or a warm up. You want to do it either first thing in the morning or maybe in the evening. But we don't want to stress our joints more than they use the word should, but should go. We want to make sure they're at an appropriate depth. We don't overdo it. If you're all nice and warm, you might go deeper than your body maybe can handle and you don't even realize it. All right, friends, we're going to take a breath and gently walk the hands in, lifting the head. See how you're feeling in your full swan. And all I'm going to have us do is drop that right hip and pull the left leg around. Okay, we're going to bend this left knee and cross the left foot over to the right outside of the right leg. I want you to be able to feel like you can have both sides of the seat on the ground. So we're going to drop this knee so that if you look between you, you can see your feet on either side. If this is too intense for you, if both sides of your seat don't touch, you can either sit on your block or you can extend your bottom leg straight. So we'll be moving into, in Yin Yoga, what they call shoelace pose. If you're used to a different terminology, Gomukhasana. So you're going to need your strap as well. So make sure you had it close by. And again, bottom leg is straight or bottom leg is bent, but both sides of the seat grounded on the mat. Right, so then we are going to grab hold of our strap. Since our left knee is on top, I'm going to have you take the strap in your right hand. Okay, we're going to sweep the right arm up to the sky, bending the right elbow. So the strap is behind you. You may not need a strap, but we're going to start just in case. Left arm behind the back, bend at the elbow so that you can reach around and grab your strap. Actually, I'm going to start the timer now. And holding here just 2 minutes in your shoelace pose, feeling nice and tall in the heart, belly in a little bit, and just breathing here. So again, get to your full expression where you are. It's feeling perfect for you, and then just sit still. Stay up nice and tall. If you are familiar with the version of adding a small forward fold, you may go there. As long as you're keeping the back straight and just adding a slight forward fold. But there's nothing wrong with remaining up tall. Find your breath. Great. We said we're doing shoulders and hips today, and this is a perfect posture to get them both in. It's 2 minutes in, everyone. We're going to very gently let go of your strap, very, very gently, ultra slow motion to rewind out, strap off to the side, take a breath, and then we will go right back to our pigeon pose so we can come to the other side. So just as we did before, remember if your bottom leg is bent, you can straighten it out. Um, Vice versa, we're going to pull this left knee up and around, back in line. So coming to hands and knees again, and getting ready to prep for our swan on the other knee. Right. So let's find that table pose, hands and knees, and slide the left knee to the outside of the left wrist. So opening up that left hip, inching the right knee back behind you, extending that right leg, and just wiggling and fidgeting, getting all the fidgets out where the hips are level, heart is lifted, shoulders back and down, and see how you feel. You should feel no strain. If you do, obviously come out of the pose, right? So if you need a deeper stretch, the left foot comes forward toward the front edge of your mat a little bit more. And then we're holding here for a little while, a couple minutes. Whether you're listening to music or you're practicing with silence, notice what is running through your mind. You're just observing it without any attachment or judgment. If it feels okay for your body, you're going to start to inch down into our sleeping swan, walking the hands forward a little bit, and just really mindful of what you need in the moment. If you can handle more, go further. So always checking in with each breath. Does it feel comfortable for you to stay on elbows or to make little fists with your hands or rest your head on a block? Where are you in your sleeping swan today? Again, I will be timing us, so no worries, I won't forget about you. Right, so just coming into your version, getting again all the fidgets out, and then try to be still. Being still and be the observer of your body and your mind. Take one more full deep breath here. And then as you're ready, slowly inch your hands in towards you, your arms, on your elbows, and then on your palms. You're back up high, taking a nice deep breath. And then letting the left hip fall to the ground, swinging around the right leg, bending that right knee to cross that right foot over to the left outside of the left leg. Again, remember, if this is too intense for you, extend the left leg out in front. Right? There's no rules as long as you are safe and listening to what you need. And again, you're more than welcome to bend the bottom knee. So both knees are kind of trying to stack right on top of each other, but doesn't, of course, have to be exact. So figure out where you need to be and just sit here and breathe. If you're having some shoulder stuff, you don't have to add the strap portion, of course. But if you're all right, we're going to grab our strap in our left hand. And let's start with the right arm first. Go ahead and take that right arm out to the side with the thumb pointing down. Bend that elbow so that the right hand comes up toward the spine. And then the left arm up to the sky. Bend at the elbow all the way. And then grab onto your strap. Now, if you can reach your fingers, that's fine. You can just get rid of your strap. So that left elbow pointing up to the ceiling. And just feel really tall. All fidgets are out. We're still holding the pose. Breathe deep. If you feel you can handle a forward fold, that is up to you. You can add one here. I am not. I'm going to stay up nice and tall myself, but go to where you need to go today. Stay with it. We're almost done. Practice stillness and deep breathing. Very gently let go of your strap. Of course, unfold if you fold it. You can get rid of the strap off to the side. Take a breath, see how you're feeling. And then we're going to swing this right leg back around behind us and come to hands and knees again. So finding your hands and knees position, and just to wiggle out some of those kinks, we're going to come to a couple cat cows here. So hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, let the belly sink toward the mat, tilting your tail and your heart up. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone, round your entire back and drop your head. So maybe two more of those at your own pace. Inhaling to stretch out the front spine and the belly. And exhale, stretching the back spine. One more at your own breath pace. Inhale to open the heart and spread the lungs, right? And then exhale as it all tucks in. All right, and then coming back to flat back. We're going to then come forward with the hips, walk the hands forward, and lay down on the belly. I'm actually going to move my blanket out of the way, but you go right ahead. So find a comfortable spot in like a crocodile, a lazy crocodile pose where you're just laying on your belly. And just with forehead on the mat, go ahead and just drop your heels out and take a few breaths here. Take a couple more breaths. All right, and now as you're ready, we're going to come into a deep shoulder stretch. You're going to need a block nearby. And have my timer close by too. So have your block nearby your face. We're going to take and extend the arms out, palm face down, straight out from the shoulders at shoulder height. Move over a little bit. All right, so from here, we're going to roll on to the left side of the body, right? So we're stretching that left shoulder. This is where I take my block and place it under my head because I like my neck in line with the spine, even though I'm getting that shoulder stretch. Now, this right leg can stay on top, or we can bend the right knee and place the right foot behind the body, increasing that shoulder stretch, but be careful. Listen to your body. Right hand can press in front to brace yourself. Or some people would like to take this right arm behind the body, even interlacing the hands together. So wherever you feel more comfortable. We'll start our timer here. Remember, no pain, anyone. If you are feeling something painful and need to come out, just rest in your crocodile pose. Intense sensation, just stick with it. If you're feeling numbness, that's a different story. You need to come out. Right? No shooting pains, just intense sensation and good stretch. All right, we're going to slowly, gently come out of the pose. So if your arm is behind you, your top arm, take it in front. And then roll onto the belly again. Remove your block. Coming back to the belly, resting in your crocodile. Forehead resting on your backs of your hands and heels just plopped open. From here, we're going to move into like a belly down tree pose. So all I would like you to do is bend the right knee. We're opening the right hip and sliding that right knee out to the side. The sole of the foot could come onto the leg or not, but you have the action as if you were in tree pose standing up, but you're laying on the belly. Start our timer here. Not for long, but just a few minutes, holding here in our belly down tree. And breathe in. If you feel like you need a little extra arms, you can extend the arms straight up into the sky, or not the sky, on the ground, right? But mirroring what it would feel like to the sky. If it feels okay in your body, we can start to take that right knee a little higher up. Kind of think about like a half frog on your belly. Wiggling that right leg to where it feels comfortable for that right hip. One more minute here. with control. Go ahead and pull that right knee in, inch it back in, and extend it long next to the left leg. Back to your crocodile, take a breath. And then we're going to move back into that deep shoulder stretch on the other arm. So extend those arms straight out from the shoulders. I want to lay on my microphone here. So all I want you to do is start to roll onto that right side body. Right, take a block for the right side of your face. And bend that left knee, left foot on the mat behind you, possibly. Don't forget about my arm, yeah. Again, left fingers can support you in the front of your chest, or that left arm can just rest behind your back, bending at the elbow. Some people can grip interlace their hands together. So finding your perfect spot for you in your shoulder stretch. Breathing, holding here. Really observe your needs in this moment, in this pose. Do you feel like you need to move a little bit? And if so, why? Is it just discomfort with stillness, or is there actually something that you may need to adjust? Or can you just be here in stillness and breathe? Very gently, we begin to come out of the pose, right? So top arm back in front of you, start to roll onto the belly, and using that left hand to take your block out, you're back to your crocodile pose, right? Which is forehead to hands. And then maybe rock hips side to side, wiggle out any stress there, and let the heels drop open. Take 3 breaths here. All right, we're going to bend that left knee and draw that left hip open, the left knee out to the side into a belly down tree pose. Right, so again, the sole of the left foot does not have to touch the right leg, but just opening that hip a little bit. And if you feel like you need more intense, move the knee higher up to hip height. And you'll be here for just a little bit. Breathe deep into your tightest spot. And then really allow yourself to surrender. How often during your day do you lay on your belly on the floor, right? What kind of feelings do you feel when you do that? Is it vulnerability? Is it safety? Is it comfort? Is it discomfort? Right, without judging, just check to see how this pose feels. Begin to wiggle that left leg back in line with the right leg. Rock hip side to side. And then take a deep breath in your crocodile pose. Now just laying on the belly could put a dip in the low back. So we're going to counter this with a good child's pose. So go ahead and take your hands by your armpits on the ground and help push yourself up and back into your version of child's pose. Come into your version, holding here, breathing. All right, child's pose. Walk your hands in towards you, lifting your head and heart, coming all the way to a kneeling position. And then we'll kick the legs out from underneath us and come to sit. And go ahead and extend those legs all the way out in front of you. So just a pose ago, we were in a belly down tree. We are going to try a reclining tree next. So you're going to go ahead and lay down on your mat. And just acclimating yourself to the supine position as opposed to the prone position and how this feels in the body. And then from here, I want you to bend the right knee, that right foot close into you, and then allow that right hip to open out to the side. I'm going to, the right hip is out to the side. You are in a reclining tree, and if it feels okay, any arm position you choose. However, cactus arms feels pretty good here. So if you could raise the elbows to shoulder height on the ground and palms face up. But if you prefer a different version, if you want to extend your arms all the way over the head, go right ahead. Start our timer here. Breathe deep. You can allow those eyes to close. Just sit with the pose, right? Sit in stillness. Breathe deep. It's a great opportunity to just see what is going through our mind. So for the end of this posture, you may stay right as you are. I want to give you the option to come to a half happy baby. So taking it a little deeper in that right hip. If you want to, just go ahead and pull the right knee closer to your armpit and grab either the thigh with your hand for support, or you can reach for the toes or the foot of that right hand for the right foot. So breathing. Again, if this is too much, come right back to your tree. And then whichever version you're in, we're going to release it and extend that right leg straight out alongside the left leg. Palms down and face up to the sky. And taking a breath here. And then from here, bending the left knee, right? Left foot on the floor to start, but then open that left hip so the knee falls out to the side. So reclining tree, choose your arm position, cactusing the arms. If you want more restorative, maybe just hands on the belly, focusing on your breath. You need to extend the arms all the way over the head. So wherever you need to be, we'll be timing it. Breathe deep. Try to relax, allowing the opening to happen. If you want to intensify and come into a half happy baby, go ahead and take the left hand down and either grab a hold of the thigh with your left hand, the knee bent, or lifting the foot toward the ceiling. And you can grab hold of the toes or the inner edge of the foot or even outer edge. Feels more comfortable. And holding here. If you have a strap handy, you can grab your strap. So finding your spot. Breathe deep. Okay, everyone, very gently releasing that left leg wherever it is. We'll extend it back out onto the mat. Take a breath. And then I want you to pull both knees into your chest. Grab hold around the shins or the knees. And rock gently side to side. And then we're going to go ahead and rock all the way over to the right side. And extend that right arm out long, right from the shoulder. And so the knees are stacked, feet are stacked. We're going to open up this left arm all the way up to the sky and go ahead and take it behind you into a reclining twist. If you have a favorite reclining twist and this is not it, feel free to move into whichever version of your twist that you'd like. Moving into a twist this way is good for anyone with more SI joint issues and lower back issues, so that the hips are stable and holding here. And if you've got neck issues, gazing at the ceiling. If you choose, though, you may look over that left arm. Start the timer here and breathe here into a reclining twist. We're shooting for 3 minutes on this one. So notice what comes up for you, just holding in stillness.
Bring your awareness to your rib cage as you're in this twist. Right, I'm sure you can use your imagination to see all of your organs being massaged. Your lungs twisted, your rib cage, your heart protected inside that rib cage. Your digestive tissues and organs also getting a massage here. And then how is it breathing when you're in a twist? It's tricky for me, but I definitely can stay present with the flow and the path of the breath if I focus on it. All right, everyone, so to come out of this twist, we'll try and come out the same way we came in. So go ahead and take that left arm up and over to your right arm, and then roll back to your back. Both hands on your shins or your knees and rock gently side to side. So making sure your neck is long, your spine is long. We'll go ahead and let both knees fall over to the left side. Don't have enough room, so we need to pop over a little bit. Right, so extending that left arm long from the shoulder, and then sweeping the right arm open. Right, again, looking to the ceiling if you've got neck issues. Otherwise, you can look over to the right if you'd like. It's time to come out of our twist, so very gently at your own pace, sweeping the right arm up and over to meet the left arm. Take a breath. And gently roll back to your back. And again, elongate your spine. Make sure everything is in alignment. And pull the knees into the chest again. And then I want you to make little circles with your knees. So with hands on each knee, right, you're going to just make small circles or large circles, massaging the entire lower back and actually getting a little bit into the mid-back. And then switch directions of your circles. Go the other way. And then take those feet down to the floor. Walk them mat distance apart. We're just going to throw in a couple windshield wipers here. So go ahead and windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And when you're ready, we'll allow the windshield wipers to pause and ask yourself if there's anything else you need out of your yoga practice. If there is an answer, you go ahead and do it on your own. Otherwise, it's time for Shavasana and relaxation pose. So any version of that you wish, extend the legs out with palms up, laying flat on the mat, or if you prefer to elevate the knees or take the legs up the wall. So you find your perfect spot for Shavasana and just allow your body to begin to sink into the floor. Right, so no sensation in this pose as opposed to all the other postures we've done. This one I want you to be able to fully let go and relax. So once you have gotten comfortable and you have gotten all your fidgeting out, make sure the eyes are closed. And the breath is just breathing you. You don't have to control the breath at all. Just allow it to spontaneously come in and out of the body. And then as you are beginning to relax even deeper, I want you to check. Do your own little body scan here. Notice if there's a spot that you are gripping or holding on to and you did not realize it. If you found a spot or two, encourage them to now melt. Feel them kind of just get all warm and relaxed so that your entire body can sink into the floor below you. And any leftover tension is going to just drain right out of you into the floor or the earth below. And now your body can completely rest. And stay here for a few minutes. So if you have more time for relaxation, you can stay here as long as you need. For some of us, we are ready to move on with the day. And if that's you, begin to become aware of your breathing. And so now maybe there is a little bit more control where you try to get a little bit more breath in and a little bit more breath out. So slowly awakening your body just through breath. And then without opening your eyes, just envision the room around you. Start to feel the floor underneath you, the clothing, the temperature of the air. And then only when it's right, start to make tiny movements in the body. Fingers, toes, and such, gentle neck rolls. When it feels right, bend your knees, roll to your side, and take a few breaths there on your side. When you're ready, use your top hand to press into the floor to come to a seated position. And before we close our practice, I want to have you bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. So just a few shoulder rolls. All right, relax those shoulders down, elongate your neck, take the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, the head lifts, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, head lifts, one your inhale comes in, exhale, chin to chest. Straight cervical spine, just tipping the chin down. Of course, there'll be a bend in that cervical spine now, checking in your upper back. And take your time lifting your chin back parallel to the ground. We'll take our hands at our heart center. Bowing to our divine spark, right? Your true self, right? And that in others as well. Namaste.